Hello, this is me, Campbell. Um, I'm gonna say this. High school, middle school was the worst thing for me. The only thing good for me in high school was this book, Isaac Asimov book that I had. I literally had an Isaac Asimov book. I didn't remember everything. I remember some stuff were kind of boring, I guess, a little bit, but um, some things that were interesting was that gravity. They say gravity was a how I talked about gravity, how I talked about light and stuff, and more stuff I know. Something. My conclusion. I remember like saying like look at I found accelerations independent to the weight that no matter how heavy or how light it is, the acceleration is independent to it. It's not dependent to like how fast something's gonna accelerate, how the faster or something slower gonna accelerate. Everything accelerate independently. So it's relative to where the force, nothing's accelerating all the time. But but if you're at rest, you're at rest. So if you're like on the ground, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. But then also you have to think about it. Things things are accelerating no matter what. If you, I guess I have no idea if I have no idea if the Earth. And this thing I don't know. I don't know if the Earth is accelerating on the ground still. If it's like I know it has momentum, has angular momentum and momentum. So the momentum of the Earth means it has weight. The force of the weight has direction. Mass has direction. So momentum. But like if you look subatomic level, the atoms and every atom and every detail like that's going on around this planet, it has momentum. It has the things are like the position of momentum changes. So I forgot what they said. Like position and momentum, it all changes because it doesn't really uh but yeah, it doesn't really change momentum. But its position and momentum is not constant. It's not constant. The position and momentum is not constant. It doesn't stay the same. So your constant position, if you're at rest, you're at rest. Your constant position is a macrocosm. It's very still. If you look at everything that random, like your atoms, your brain, and all other stuff that's happening, it's all random. It's all random. It's happening randomly. So like the things like that are really small is happening relative to what you happening to you. So then also what that means is it's confusing. Most scientists don't know because the equations we need more math. You need more math and stuff. This is why I don't like this is why I don't like psychology. I don't trust psychologists. I started realizing I did think I would not trust psychologists. Of course, I don't trust physicists. I don't trust physicists either. Some physicists I would never trust. Like if I was transgender, if I was transgender, like and decided to be transgender, I would not trust a physicist with my life. Even an engineer. I don't care if you're an engineer, scientist, or whatever. But psychologists. I mean, psychologists are you can't trust them. Usually, they don't. They don't. They have favorite things that they like and the stuff they don't like, and you have to be careful as psychologists. Therapists are basically psychologists. Like there are people out there that just talk about stuff. They don't know how to like. They don't know how to like how to go to therapy. Um, they want your money. They want to make money from you. So if they make money from you, they'll be glad to pay or work for you. But if you don't pay the money, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give care about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They care about the money. They care about the money just doing stuff for you, like being manipulative. Most of them are manipulative people. They're narcissistic people. You have to be careful with people like that. People like that just want to make themselves look good. Um, if therapists like their rules of how the rules they're doing, you can't trust it completely because you know what, I'm getting off topic, but let's say what I was trying to say. High school was the worst place for me. It was for undeveloped people, teenagers. You pay especially the women out there they're undeveloped. The men are underdeveloped, but the women are more mature than the men because they know how men are. So they know that like some of them wouldn't mind raping them maybe, but some of them would some of them you know a lot of women out there like they knew things about men that like some of them were incels, some of them were weirdos, or some of them might not have been incels, but they're aware that some of them might have been. But you have to be aware that people like that. Yeah, I hated the women. I really hated the white women. And I can this guy had a good point. Some white women I don't like. This is you have to realize. But as a black person, you should not like white women. White women are the worst. Even if they're democratic, trans white women or white women, or cis woman or white woman. I don't trust any of them. I don't like them. I don't like white men. I don't like white women. I don't like any of them. Usually they'll break the rules and stuff, and they'll just say stuff and like most of them are like little children. Like most of them are like little children, like that are basically they'll run over you. That like they act like that you're a doormat, and they think they can take advantage of you. And like most of them would probably kill you, and if they had a choice, if they wanted to. Most of those, I don't know, some of these guys are either narcissistic or sociopathic. I mean, not all of them, not all of them, but a lot of them have collective narcissism. A lot of them have collective narcissism or collective sociopathy. Most of these niggas are something wrong with them. Something wrong with these guys. You can't just like support a person like that. I don't support people that act like their whiteness, like they're afraid of that something's attacking their whiteness. Yeah, I do see them as a brother and a sister, cause like I'm my grandmother's white, so I'm kind of like I'm not related to them, but I'm not like I can see them as a brother and sister just as much as anyone else. Um, we're all related. We're all human. I think one thing I think is interesting. I think a society needs to stop doing. I think we need to look at other people as humans, but then also you have to realize there are people out there that would say brother, they don't really believe it. They just like to say it because they'll act like oh we're just brothers, but they I want a person as a brother and sister that a white person that would say like I'm anti-racist and I believe what I'm anti-racist and I believe that racism should exist. I think I don't think racism should exist. I'm against racism and all this stuff. I see people like that. I respect people like that more than these other white people. Most white people will never do that. They don't like to be anti-racist. They hate being anti-racist. They like being pro-racist. And that's the you have to realize. People you have to be careful of people that if white people are not monitored, the people they'll run all over you. They'll run all over you. That's why all black people don't have any jobs right now because like they have the people out there. If you're autistic and you're black or and everything, most people like they'll go out, they'll run all over you because like you're black and autistic, especially white autistic. I mean, there's white autistic people. But no, I had like some people that are autistic that are white. I've known them for a long time, and most of those guys, um, I don't like him. I don't like the guy. I didn't like the guy because he was not because he was autistic. It's just because I support him if he's autistic, but then also the thing I don't like about him, he was racist. He like he just he is pro racist. He was an anti racist. He was like actually he was totally pro racist. So it was like the guy was like this just a racist guy that didn't like black people. So you know, that's why my friend back then in high school, something was wrong with him. I think something was mentally he was mentally ill because he said some fucked up things too. He also like says things that are very offensive. Like he'll say like rape or when you shouldn't say that. Just because like you're autistic doesn't mean you shouldn't say you shouldn't say that. I mean, even if you're unmasked, you know you shouldn't do stuff like that. Cause and that's the thing I had to realize. People like that. Yeah, yes, but people that are autistic usually you have to be careful. People that they're autistic that just, they'll just like say things. They'll say things like just to get a reaction. And you know, most women didn't like him. I'm pretty sure a lot of women didn't like him because like he says he's a rapist, and you know, because people that don't really understand their actions. Like he could be in. I think he's an incel. I think he was an incel. I don't know. I don't. I still don't believe he has a girlfriend still. He might have a girlfriend, but I'm pretty sure that his girlfriend will be pretty abusive. And he also one thing one thing about him is that he'll never admit he was wrong about something, and he'll be self righteous about something. He'll be either self righteous about whatever he thinks, and you know that's all he is. He has to be a prick about things he believes. So you know you have to be careful with people like that in your life. People that are white. People pick a yeah. You know, there's one quote from someone. If you can pick and choose your friend, but you can't pick and choose your family. So don't be your family. And then here's the thing, my family barely want to fuck with me now. They don't want to fuck with me. They don't talk to me ever. Um, I think it's the reason I know why because like they have jobs and they probably don't know what to say to me. Probably they probably don't know what the hell to say to me because I'm autistic. Probably they and most of them like sports, so they like talk about sports or whatever. Most of them are extroverts. They're very extroverted, so they're more extroverted than I am in some ways. Like I'm not really extrovert. I'm extroverted, but I'm not like I'm also very introverted. So it depends on what you mean by introvert. I like to I like to talk about things like as an introvert, as like talk about math or physics or whatever and philosophy. But I don't like I I talk about a lot of stuff in general, but things people may not want to hear. So my family doesn't want to put up with me because they know that I'll probably talk about that. Probably they probably know what I talk about. Probably they say, "Oh, I don't want to talk about this person because they talk about this, you know they talk about this stuff or the trans stuff or this other stuff. They don't want to talk about this with me. That's why I probably rather be alone because like I have no idea who to talk to. Then here's the thing. I don't want to talk to someone that has don't have my special interests or has my or that's transphobic. Because if you're transphobic, I don't want to deal with you. I would rather ghost you and probably not talk to you ever if you talk to me about you talk about some other things or sports or some shit like that, you know. Because like I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with the people that are transphobic. I don't want to deal with someone that's like that talks about like anti-LGBT stuff or something. I already don't want to deal with my parents because like they don't want me to think about anything. They don't want me to think about anything really about nothing because like they rather sabotage something I'm aware of who they are. I'm aware of who they are. They're not the worst parents. They're parents that would try to shoot me if they could. If they'd probably kill me, and I would have to run away. But they have done that. But people like I said, like people like they think you have to be cis. The cis is status. The status quo is being a cis, just being a cis male, and there's only cis, no trans. There's only cis male and only cis female. You can't be trans. You can only be cis. That's what they expect you to be. They expect you to be a cis and stay a cis. That's the thing that you have to realize. You have to recognize people like that. They don't want you to challenge the status quo. They challenge the status quo. That's like they can't put you in a box anymore. But that's the thing too. You have to realize. But yeah, like I said, I'm autistic. One thing I would tell you this, by the way. I mean, one thing I hate about I started realizing I hated taking my medicine. The medicine, like I'm telling you, by the way, I'm gonna tell you about the bipolar disorder, autism. Well, for my bipolar, like when I took my bipolar meds, I started realizing something. I got very tired, and I got very drowsy, and I couldn't do shit. I couldn't do shit at all. I couldn't even move around. I couldn't like even do the same things I used to do. The medicine, medicine makes it worse. Some things like comes back when stuff comes back. There's the trade-offs, like the trade-offs of me when I'm off of medicine is better than sometimes depends what you mean. Like its trade-offs are better when I'm off the medicine. Even but when I'm on medicine, there's trade-offs that makes it worse. So I have to understand the trade-offs of what the medicine is doing and what it's not doing. And that's the thing I hate. When I was on Debico, I feel like I was like I don't know what a lobotomy is, but I don't know what a lobotomy is. That's dangerous, like a lobotomy, because I know for a fact a lot of people don't trust psychiatrists because it's a corporation. You look at engineers, here's the thing. You look at Tesla for example. Look at Tesla for example. Tesla is a company. Tesla is it owns cars that are electric. They're not working. Some of them, not, half of them, are not even working sometimes. So you telling me why? Oh, I should trust a psychiatrist the same way I trust an engineer that has those cars, those electric cars. Why should I trust an engineer the same way? I don't trust a I don't have to trust a psychiatrist either. Psychiatrists are really, psychiatrists like they. Sometimes I ask myself, do I really need to take my medicine? Do I really need to take my medicine, or do I want to, or do I don't know? I don't need to. Like usually, I feel like I don't want to because I just want to see what happens. Like I don't know what happens when I take my medicine, stop taking my medicine. Like because most of them may not know anything about me, and like they say I'm autistic and bipolar, so I don't know. Like it's just really weird how people. I'm gonna play chess. I like Dr. Dream of David. Okay, let's see. Play chess. Yeah, it's just interesting to me. I don't know why people like that just do this shit. Like they oh fuck, let's see here. I don't know why people like do this shit. Like I don't know why people like fuck. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why people like treat bipolar like a it's a bad thing. It might because like here's the thing. I found out people said they said on YouTube on Google said that Isaac Newton might have been bipolar. Uh, all these scientists were probably bipolar. Probably most of them are probably autistic. So what they didn't have medication. They had medication back then at the time. They had no medication. They had nothing. Oh no, okay. Can't do it. Yeah, but I like it. I find it interesting how people like just like go. Well, I'm gonna play chess more. That's stupid. They put the queen back home. Okay, I'm dead. Oh, good. I gotta do shit. I'm bad at chess, so I have to keep playing. One thing I know, chess is different from Dota because like Dota is like kind of like chess, but then also really hard to play because it made it hard to play. You have to I don't want to say so.